Welcome back, guys. In the past, we talked a lot about mindset, but it's not just mindset. There's a lot of things that our mind actually doesn't want us to just be good at. No matter your mindset, some of the stuff can kind of sneak in, and from its defense mechanisms to self-doubt, you really don't know what could be preventing you from really doing well. For me, I get a lot of anxiety when I play the game and stuff, and have a lot of stress in-game. And also, some days I'll play really badly if I'm not confident at all. If I feel like I'm not good at the game or can't aim that day, it'll kind of change how I feel about the whole day. From anybody, if you lock yourself into one emotion at the beginning of the day, if you say, I'm going to have a bad day, you're definitely going to have that bad day because you kind of already accepted the truth in your brain. But if you say, I just had a really bad start, but we can kind of come back from this. Let's do some aim training. Let's get my building back, and let's feel confident. And once that confidence is built back, you can turn a really bad day into a great day. I know we kind of talked about that yesterday, or the last video, but today I wanted to talk about everything from self-doubt to general safety mechanisms your brain uses to kind of prevent you from ever getting better. Your brain kind of wants you to stay in the same comfortable position and never wants you to go out of your box or risk hurting your brain or discomfort. From safety mechanisms like anxiety, when you're about to come up against a fight, you're so worried that you'll do bad that your brain kind of prevents you from ever even getting there. You'll have that self-doubt in your head already, and if you have self-doubt and you lose, you feel a lot different than if you felt like you were doing well and then die, and then it's a lot bigger drops from high to low. But that drop, your brain kind of prevents you from having. Let's say we're having a really bad day, we're playing terribly, and your brain is kind of locked into that, and you lose. You're like, wow, you kind of expected that. It doesn't hurt as badly as, let's say, you're on your biggest high. You have 10 kills and you're at the end of a tournament game or something, and then you get sniped or something. Your brain's gonna feel a lot more discomfort and anger because you just were on such a high and you had such a drop off that you just feel almost depressed in a way. But that's why our brain implements these defense mechanisms to kind of lock us in. If we're doing amazingly, our brain wants us to keep us doing amazingly and is going to keep pushing the dopamine in to make you feel more focused and generally play better, which kind of leads a trend on for the rest of the day. So if we can realize what we're doing, and let's say if we're having a really bad day, we try to take that self-doubt away from ourselves and we say, I can't aim, I can't build. So what are we gonna go do? We're gonna work on our building and our aiming. And once we feel confident in what we're doing, we'll go back in the game and see what we happen next. And then if that doesn't work, let's get off the game for a little bit, 5 minutes, and then let's come back and work on our aim and building again. And then let's go back in the game and see what happens. And I think normally after doing that, and maybe an hour after, you're gonna feel a lot better and realize that it was kind of just all in your head. All that self-doubt and stuff you've built up after losing so many times, you're gonna feel almost worthless. But that slow build-up can make you feel like you're the world when you finally come back and get what you feel like you deserve. Once you start playing well, you're gonna realize that it was all kind of silly what you were thinking before, and that all that time you spent wasting worrying about how bad you're doing could have just been fixed with a few simple steps and a little break and a lot of improvement. And that just getting over that hump is going to be a general, just huge step for you, and is going to build your confidence in general for the future. All the pros you see, like clicks and stuff, when their teammates ask, like let's say if they're on a real rank game, they've played so well in the past and had so much confidence, as to say, when their teammates ask, come over here, don't die on me, or something like that, they'll say, you think I'm gonna die? Like, it's just something small to them and the game's easy. Which can get you killed in some situations if you're super overconfident. But if you've done it so many times, you'll be ready and prepared for what you're going into. And that's gonna come from time and everything, but that's not really what we're talking about today. We're talking about other safety mechanisms and other things, like stress. We'll be really stressed because we think the game matters so much. Let's say in a tournament or something and you're about to qual, it's much harder to kind of prevent yourself from having anxiety and stuff in that situation. But just a general rank game and stuff, you gotta tell yourself it's no big deal, because it really isn't that big of a deal. You lose one game, there's always the next game, and your rank doesn't really matter that much. And if you want to get better teammates and stuff with your rank, you're never really going to get better teammates if you don't keep improving, and it's going to take much harder times, like dying, to learn your lesson the next time so you won't die the same way. So you have to kind of realize that it's a slow process. We don't always get everything we want right away, and that eagerness to get everything at once instead of building up to it is really what screws a lot of people who are really trying hard to be pro, because they're so hyped up, and when they don't get their big finale and big earnings, it really hurts them, and that's why they give up and try to do something else. And the people who go pro are normally the people who play the longest and are gonna have those defeats over and over and over again, and the people who can stay through them and build back better is going to be the people who actually make it to the end. That's why if you ever have some horrible situation or something, don't get upset. Remember that every horrible decision you make is another decision you won't make in the future, and every single step we build back, we'll make every brick we break down, we'll build back another brick right stronger than the next one. So that really meant a lot that you guys stayed with me for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want me to talk about any other mindset things, psychology and other things, I'm very interested in psychology, and I know a good amount. I'm not saying like I'm amazing at it, but like I would say I would know a good amount. And if you guys are struggling with any problems of anxiety and stuff, there's definitely other videos out there if you want to go in depth on how to stop it. In my mind, I actually have a ton of anxiety and rank and stuff, and it's really bad. It's like sometimes it like gets like, if I'm playing with like a friend or something, it gets like almost debilitating where I cannot function because I'm just caught up in my head about like I have to do this or I'll look like a bad player or something if you're playing with somebody really good. That's really what happens when I see people like 1v1 pros and stuff all the time, and they don't even really have a fair chance to even fight them because they're in their head so much that they're kind of shaking. And I do understand that because I get that a lot, but I think once you've played the game enough and once you've kind of trained your mind to accept what you can and can't control, there's a lot more you can do to prevent anxiety. And let's say if you have anxiety, if you play the game enough, you're not going to have the same anxiety. If you're constantly versing high-tier players and like beating them and knowing how they play and stuff, you'll know if you've already lost before it started, so you won't even really have that stress. So yeah guys, that's really it for my video. If you guys really enjoy these videos, please leave a like, and if you guys are new, please leave a subscribe. My channel is a little bit different than a lot of other people's, and is kind of going into a new field. Not many people like kind of do these silly, I don't know what to call you silly, but like, I don't know, most people think my content's pretty silly because it's like kind of like motivational, like it's not that serious, it's just Fortnite, but like, I don't know, I think some people need this stuff because they really have their dreams and I really have my dreams, so I don't really want anybody ever to feel like they never even fully tried to get their dreams and they wind up like 10 years later and it's like, wow, I really should have done something about that. I really should have pushed farther than I could. So that's really it for me, guys, and I really hope you guys have an amazing Christmas and everything. If you guys want to stop in the live stream, it means a lot. Another thing about confidence is that my live streams really don't do that well, which really doesn't feel good to me. But I don't know, I just keep doing them, hoping that more people like them. Just 1 subscriber per live stream really makes me feel amazing, so I don't really know. That's another thing that, like, let's say if you're on your YouTube journey or something, don't get stressed. If you're making those small improvements every day in your content, somebody's bound to recognize you at some point, and you're bound to have people start enjoying you if you're really putting your heart and soul into the content. So thank you guys, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Goodbye, everyone.